Leeza is an innovative direct-to-consumer online mattress brand that is also socially conscious. For every 10 mattresses Leeza sells, they donate one to a shelter through their 110 program. This is such a beautiful company, truly. Not to mention, with a patented universal adaptive feel, Leeza is designed for all types of sleepers, and now Leeza has expanded its offerings to include the Leeza pillow, blanket, foundation, and frame. Try a Leeza mattress in your own home for 100 nights risk-free. That's a lot of nights to give it a whirl. Available in the US, UK, Canada, and Germany online with free shipping, this 100% American-made mattress ships compressed in a box right to your door. Or try it at the Leeza Dream Gallery in Soho, New York, and Virginia Beach, Virginia, and over 80 West Elm stores nationwide. And because there is Memorial Day, it just happened, get $160 off when you go to leeza.com/housewives. That's LEESA.com/housewives. Guys, Father's Day is coming up, and Sock Fancy makes a great gift for cool dads. Like my dad, Paul Wilson, will no doubt be receiving this. And I don't know that he's a cool dad, but he's a dad. Sock Fancy delivers awesomely random, unique, comfortable socks right to your doorstep with hundreds of on-trend designs. A Sock Fancy subscription is a perfect gift for dad. If you sign up now, you'll get the limited edition Father's Day pair free. FREE with any new subscription. So this Father's Day, get your dad an extra pair of limited edition socks free, plus 15% off with any new subscription. Just head to sockfancy.com/housewives now and enter code housewives at checkout. Again, that's sockfancy.com/housewives to get a free pair added to your subscription when you enter code housewives at checkout. Let's be honest, we don't know what else to get our dads. We've done it all. Get them some cool socks. This is Rock Bottom, Luann de Lesseps. Wow. Welcome to Bitch Sesh. I'm Casey Wilson, and Danielle Schneider is on vacation this week, and so I thought I would do the show with a guest I respect and I love, and I'm so excited to welcome myself to the show. I'll be doing a monologue, much like the monologue Ramona did on the corner in last week's episode on the phone with Bethany, where she was essentially busking. Oh man, I'm glad they replayed that in its entirety this week. Guys, wow. I'm going to discuss this week's Potomac and this week's New York before we go into Danielle and my live show that we did in Chicago this past weekend. 2 shows. They were so much fun, truly. We've edited them and combined them a bit because there were some truly remarkable, shocking boots on the ground, including one brave woman who reads the full transcript and arrest report from the incident in Palm Beach. And I'm not proud of that. No tagging. As we often have to say, to new people, we don't tag any housewives in these things because Danielle and I like to keep up the illusion that we are great people. Before I start, a little housekeeping. Danielle and I have a live show in Los Angeles at Largo, June 21st, and we have a very special guest. Maybe you've seen her on The Sopranos, Miss Jamie Lynn Siegler. I am so excited. She's going to be at the live show with us. She is a Bravo fanatic, lovely person. And I'm so excited. This is Kismet. It's Beshert. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm ready to convert to Judaism. Okay. Before we get into all of it, there's so much, but I did want to point out, and we showed this in the live show, but for those of you at home, you can't see it, so I cut it. But I do need to read an Instagram post that Ramona Singer posted. She's since changed it on her Instagram on Memorial Day. Memorial Day, we're obviously all celebrating those who have served, those who passed serving. We're honoring and supporting the troops. And, my grandfather was in the Navy. It's an incredibly important day. And I'm so glad to hear that Ramona felt the same. This was her Instagram. The picture is a pool, her pool in the Hamptons. She writes, "It's Memorial Day. Thanks to all who sacrificed. I'm sorry I did not put out flags earlier in recognition of this important day, but I had an accident and had been icing nonstop." What an American fucking hero. Proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And the best is that it says, Danielle pointed out, it's just a picture of her pool. I mean, nothing to do with Memorial Day. Then she edited it, and I think it just says, it's Memorial Day, thanks to all who sacrificed. It's so good. It's just so good. Also, big news in Housewives land, Kenya Moore, and I don't think this is a meme or a gif or whatever the fuck. She writes, my heart is overwhelmed by all the kindness and well wishes. I felt compelled to share this video of one of our early ultrasounds when I saw my baby's heart beating for the first time. I couldn't believe this miracle was growing inside me. Hashtag blessed, hashtag thank you, Jehovah God, hashtag baby twirl, hashtag never give up, hashtag you got it, hashtag dreams, hashtag love. I'm so excited. And you know, this is an Instagram that I feel like I can respond to and I won't be mocked by the rest of you. You know, and this is why we don't engage with Housewives. It just doesn't go well. It really doesn't go well. Wow, guys. Let's get into New York. I have to start there. It's such a crazy episode. So I'm in Atlanta and I watched it in real time, which I don't normally do because in LA, Danielle and I watch it on the East Coast feed. So we kind of skip over commercials. Speaking of commercials, guys, what in the fuck? I'm laughing so hard by myself here. Was this commercial, this Sundance original commercial for the Coupon Cabin featuring Tinsley, Carol, Dorinda, John, Adam, and the Coupon King himself, Scott. Now, we were in Scott City, Scott the Coupon King City in Chicago last weekend, and we had a lot of boots on the ground to re-Scott. Some we had to actually cut because they were simply too inflammatory. I don't want to go to jail. I'm not going to go to Palm Beach ever again either. Okay, so in this commercial, please, if you don't even have time for the episode, watch the commercial. Basically, they're all in an elevator, all 6 of those people, inexplicably, and I guess they're talking about Coupon Cabin, which unfortunately, I still can't totally get a feel for what it is. I have to say Tinsley is the best actress of the bunch. Very natural, very springy, very bright. I really feel she definitely could have been an actress. Why is Adam in it? I feel like it's a little rough during this whole kind of, back and forth about Adam should have gone to Puerto Rico and Adam's an opportunist, and Carol being like, he's not, he doesn't need money, he's a great guy. And there they all are, shoved in an elevator. I want to believe this is just because they've all become really good friends with Scott and they respect and admire him, and I don't think that's the case. The last lines of the ad are as follows. John gets the last word. John says to Dorinda, who's somehow been unnaturally crowded to the left side of the elevator, John goes, how you feeling over there, honey? And Dorinda says, not well, bitch. And John replies, clip, clip. Scene. Wow, that was staggering. What else is going on, guys? In this episode, I had to watch it in 2 parts, and it's a long story why I did, but I watched the second half first. So I'm kind of dropped in on this scene between Bethany and Carol, and I'm reminded of the scene years ago when Bethany went to meet Kelly Ben Simone in a bar, and it was that you're up here, I'm down here conversation, and it was so uncomfortable, and I remember thinking, like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen, and I hated Kelly so much. And now I kind of feel like a bit like we have the flip of it with Kelly and Carol, with Bethany and Carol. Although I don't know, guys, and I took a poll in Chicago to see how many people were on Bethany's side and how many people were on Carol's, and I know it was 75% Carol, but the reason I felt for Bethany, especially in this scene, is it's clear how shaken up she was. I think the holidays are always very tough on Bethany. If you'll recall, every time she comes back from the holidays, I feel like she's humbled and softened. And I think the holidays are very dark. And I think her employees are away and the mice will play. And I don't know what that means, but I do think without Kevin and the assistant she finally realized was Jewish and all of the gals, I think it's a very lonely time. I remember there was an actress who said to me once at a cocktail party, genuinely said this. She said, don't you sometimes just love when you get to hang out with your sister and it's just you guys? Because then like you don't have to ask them anything about them and it can all just be about you. And I was shocked. I was honestly as shocked by that comment as I was by Sonia in her fumigation chamber for post-bed hell. But that's coming. All I'll say is this fight has taken a toll on Bethany, and it does make me a bit sad. I feel like it was really uncomfortable. And also, is it 1,000,000 degrees in the restaurant? They're both sweating, I tell you. It was just obvious, like Carol's literally in a sweatshirt as if to say, like, I could give a fuck. I just had an amazing vacation. Like, I'm good. I'm taking off my headphones, and Bethany's coming in this like crazy outfit and kind of trying to say, I had so much fun at, her launch party the night before. Speaking of the launch party briefly, I do believe there needs to be a rebranding that happens with the Skinny Girl logo in terms of the Skinny Girl herself. It's just feeling very, very dated to me. And I do appreciate that the jeans are plus sizes and that those plus sizes aren't like, you can find them online, which as much as I love Madewell, I think it's a little insulting. Their ad is like, we have every size online. You won't find these pieces here in store, but you can look for them, scrounge around for them on your own time. So I do appreciate that. Look, it was tough, It was tough when they cut to Bethany and the models and that one random hired guy who seemed literally heaven sent and hired for money to make out or flirt with Sonia or whatever. But when all of them were kind of on that neon lit stage dancing in their skinny jeans, it was tough. I won't lie. That was a hard moment for me to see. I feel like obviously something else has gone completely wrong with Carol and Bethany, and this thing has raged on because you can just even tell from their testimonials things are going to get very bad. And, I've been hearing from certain sources it's really, really, really bad. But I feel like in this instance, Bethany has more to lose, and I think Bethany's really, really sad about it. I don't know. It's pretty sad. I mean, guys... And then we move to what I like to call the tableau. And you'll notice I'm not starting with Luann's arrest. I guess I opened with a quote, and that will kind of be the umbrella over this entire mini episode I'm doing. But there was just so many other things in this episode that in a way eclipsed Luann yelling, an officer saying he's going to hog tie her. I mean, that's old news. I mean, that happened. I'll never forget where I was. I was lying in my childhood home in the basement where my dad refuses to turn up the heat. And I was lying there hiding from my family when I got the text and that mugshot came over the wire. And yeah, it was a hard holiday for all of us. But what I'm talking about now is the tableau of Sonia. It's so upsetting, guys. Sonia lying in a 4-post bed with, I guess it's being fumigated. I'm not quite clear, actually. Plastic sheets covering all the dust and everything. And as she said, everything I own is on this bed with me, and she's kind of hiding in there. And the way they panned it, I mean, they really, we've always said Sonia lives like Grey Gardens, but how dare the camera person, I will not say cameraman because this seemed the work of a woman, how dare the camera woman pan around every shred of Sonia's life. I mean, I saw bills, a jury duty notice, those 3 stray ones, those $3 bills, the Robitussin, her glasses, the remote controls, the day pills, a lot of searching for day pills, the Container Store, some type of receipt, a lot of receipts. And then, again, please remember, I'm talking alone to myself in another basement apartment in Atlanta. And then Sonia picks up her underwear, black lace underwear, smells them. She knows she's on camera, smells them and says, ugh, those are the dirty ones. Throws them and goes, these are the clean ones. Guys, I mean, we are at rock bottom indeed. Indeed. And then when Sonia goes to the Skinny Girl event and she walks in, just goes up to the bartender and says, can I have an olive? I'm vegan and I can only eat vegetables. Then later screaming, where's the vegetable man? And then later screaming at the top of her lungs, raw bar. and then saying, is this seaweed? And putting it on her plate and then mumbling, oh, that's the display. She's the gift that keeps on giving in this Russian hat. I mean, that party, Dorinda strutting in with a boot. Dorinda and these testimonial looks. I also mentioned it in the live show, but it bears repeating. Dorinda's hair and testimonial looks are in transition. Full transition. I mean, as I said, we've gone from a bright blonde to a kind of light blonde, to a gray, to a silver, to a deeper gray, to a light purple lavender kind of translucent blue color hair, like a flip book. And now we're circling all the way back around and changing makeup. So now we're kind of back to the start with the hair, but now we're in a orchid kind of purpley lip with purple. I don't even recognize that as makeup I've seen before. It almost looked like football, like the black paint they put under football players. It was so wild. But I'm loving Dorinda. I mean, she, again, had more Dorinda-isms, phrases I didn't know were phrases. This week she goes, look, God stops what you're doing. No, she says, God stops what you're not recognizing you need to stop. And everyone's like, wow, Dorinda, so sage. You know, look, it's hard to forget that not 2 episodes ago, Dorinda was cuddled under a Snuggie on a private jet to Puerto Rico, and Bethany was like, look, you're a drunk. But on this show, that's what I love about the Housewives. And I've also actually said this about Happy Endings, a show I was on before, and those 6 characters. Sorry to bring it up, but I rarely do. But there's something really funny and comedically satisfying about a group of people where no one's the straight man. No one has to be the like wagging finger person that's keeping it together. It's like the one minute you think Dorinda's life is the one falling apart, and now she's sitting bedside for Luann. Then Luann's whole life falls apart, and she's kind of trying to talk sense into Ramona, whose husband's left her. And then Ramona's a mess on the street corner yelling at Bethany. And now Carol's trying to prop Bethany up. And it's just like, it's amazing. It's so fun. I love it. Every single one of them is as crazy as the next. That brings me to, actually, this woman, Samantha Cole, wrote a really lovely, thoughtful, I have to say thoughtful piece, a dissertation really on the podcast. And I tweeted it and Danielle tweeted it for the LA Review of Books. That's right. It was for a book review and they moved into podcast territory. And I'm truly not bringing it up to, brag or anything, but it was such an amazing kind of encapsulation and way to look at the podcast that I had never even thought of it in this light. But she really said, obviously we're recapping the Housewives, and all of the fans are so involved in such an amazing way, but kind of like, what is the connection? And I'm saying this much worse than she did, but she was saying, the interesting thing about Bravo is for all of the like fun that we have, and it's garbage and it's this and it's that, they never, ever shy away. And probably maybe this is offensive to some people or this is what people don't like about the show, but they really will show the kind of ugly underbelly of what women go through, and they do not shy away from it, be it relationships falling apart, be it drug addiction, be it racism, be it whatever it may be, like the trials and tribulations. And yes, it's lived in like stereo by these women, but it is like really interesting. And I do completely refuse to just see it as garbage, even though, of course, that's what it is. And I'm a garbage collector. Anyway, read that review. I think it kind of elevated what we do. And that's what I need to hear to keep doing this. As I'm saying this is all elevated, I just fell upon a note I wrote, which is simply love Carol's nail polish in the scene with her and Bethany. It was very cute. Guys, I'm loving Tinsley. Loved when she said the rules are there's no rules. And at first I was like, wait, why are they showing the name of this, like, whatever the hell it is it an apartment? Is it a hotel? They showed it was like the Marmara or whatever in Midtown. And then I realized, when Tinsley gave Sonia, and I put this in quotes, that fake penthouse, it was like, we're not only selling Nivea in the Marmara. We're promoting everything here. And I get it. Look, it's a hotel in Midtown. Like, that's not where you want to be. But it does look quite nice, and I appreciate the Christmas wreath. What else? I do feel, one more quick note about Tinsley. Sometimes I equate Tinsley with Teddy, although Teddy wishes she were Tinsley. Like, Tinsley's really grown on me and kind of fit in and is so fun. And I like this color on her, this kind of in love, giddy, fun, easy breezy cover girl. Maybe she's born with it. Crazy, sexy, cool style. I love it. It suits her and it suits me. And I don't feel Teddy's going to get there, unfortunately. And I know people are mad at me for that, and that's okay. It's honestly okay for us all to feel differently. I'm going to wrap this all up, guys. I know it's odd to just hear me alone talk out loud about all of this, and feel free to fast forward to the live show. And I'm also going to apologize for the sound quality. It's not great. But that's because I couldn't figure out how to work any of the equipment. And I'm in Atlanta. I have no friends out here, even though it's truly the greatest city I have ever visited in my entire life. And I want to move here. Guys, what else? Okay, let's move on to Potomac. And look, the Luann of it all, of course, we're going to keep getting into it. And I love when Luann finally did show up. It was like looking amazing and just like, oh, I've been traveling. I got arrested. I saw my kids. I'm home. I just want to stay in one place. It's all good. It's all been, it's all been discussed. But wow. Every single one of them, gift that keeps on giving. This is an all-star motherfucking cast. There's not one weak link. Like, every single line is good. Whereas when I'm doing other cities, frankly, Orange County, Potomac, a bit, there's hardly anything going on. Whereas in this show, I truly can't keep up with the hilarious lines and everything that's going on. But we'll hear more from Lou. I'm excited. Before I get to Potomac, Thomas Ravenel, who I have called for privately and publicly to be fired, has been fired. Look, I mean, obviously I'll miss not him by any stretch of the imagination. He's an absolute monster, but the kind of Catherine of it all and the Ashley of it all fascinated me, even though I've called for everyone, to tag Ashley. But he's, he belongs in jail, and I think he's going to go there after that angry explosion. And we talk a ton about Southern Charm in the next live show. But quickly, I just want to go over some funny things in Potomac this week, which is, I want to start with a quote from my beloved Giselle, who's also an all-star. She says, and I think this kind of sums up the entire Housewives franchise. She says, and I quote, "This whole getting old thing is for the birds." This whole getting old thing is for the birds. Indeed, Giselle, indeed. Look, this show, it's slower. It just is. I like all the characters. I like all the women. I really do. And I actually like Ashley. I've said I feel for her. I don't want to see her mom on camera anymore. It's too dark. And I guess, since I've become a mom, I'm viewing that in a much darker lens. I feel really, really bad for her mom. I feel really bad for Ashley, and I don't think she should put that on camera. Speaking of not being on camera, her husband, that fucking British piece of shit, he kind of called her out because Ashley, in a beautiful, magnanimous gesture, because she broke up with her husband before, their prenup was up, basically, their prenup stated that if they stayed married for 3 years, instead of getting a small lump sum, she would get half of all of her rich husband's assets. They broke up at 2.5 years, and Ashley's now getting back together with him, but in her, quote, show of good faith, she wanted to re-sign the prenup and say that she'll sign it to 5 years to say that she's not in this for the money, she's in this for him. And I do sort of believe that, although he's so distasteful to me that I can't really imagine anyone just being in it for him. It's kind of hard to imagine. But please note that when Ashley goes to visit her husband at work, which is kind of nice to see the Washington Monument in the background, she goes to visit this piece of shit, and he is rolling around in his own private office on a hoverboard. He's on a hoverboard on the phone behind his desk. And then while he's sitting talking to her, he's still on the hoverboard and kind of hovering his legs. So that was hard. It's a dark marriage there. There's just something's going on. And I feel like she's holding on to him so tight because he's pushing away her mom so much. I don't know. It's a lot. So Monique's mother looks exactly like her. It's shocking. I cannot believe that's her mom. I mean, it's as Ramona said about herself in this week's episode, Monique's mother is Benjamin Buttoning, just like Ramona. Ramona's like, yeah, a lot of people saying Benjamin Buttoning. I love in this scene where Monique and her mom and a friend, they go shopping for a black tie gala where they each spend $7,000 on a dress for a charity that's about growth hormone for kids. It's like, give that money to the charity. And that's what I say to every single housewife. Like, it's tough to watch someone shop for a $6,000 dress to simply go sit at a charity event. But anyway, look, I'm sure she's giving a ton. But when her friend enters, I like when a friend of the housewives enters with a bang. Like, they know they're going to be on camera and they bring a little something. So this friend enters, and this is how she enters. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. I was like, yes. She just, give me something. Like, you know your role. You are a friend of the housewives. You know your role. Oh, gosh, what else? I mean, Giselle, what's going on with her and Shermie? All of it is like, I just love Giselle. I want her to be happy. And I love Robin too, and I'm so glad she's doing better. I just love now this huge theme in all of the housewives is that everyone's business, everything is about female empowerment. Robin's speaking on female empowerment, which I do feel Robin has an absolute, not just right, that will really help women, but Bethany, sorry to keep relating it back to New York, but when Bethany got up on the stage at the Skinny Girl speech and was like, just so everyone knows, our entire brand is about empowering women, but this man had just introduced her, clearly the boss. She's like, well, yeah, he's the only man. Like, the guy that pays us all probably not what we deserve. Like, it's just like we trickle down from him. Like, okay, forget that man that just introduced me. Guys, look, I'm looking. I can't believe I've been talking this long. I truly thought this was going to be 5 minutes, and I don't know what Danielle's going to make of this. I've gone rogue. Clearly, I need my co-host because I'm off and running. I need to take my 2 gummy melatonin and put myself to bed. I mean, sorry, everyone. I do want to, we'll take a break. We'll have some ads, and then we're going to play great excerpts from our live show. It was so much fun. And you have to listen, at the very least, listen to the songs at the end. We had an amazing pianist with us, a musical director from Second City, and she put some very important songs that Danielle and I have sung before she gives them orchestrations and they fly. Guys, reporting from Atlanta, Danielle and I will be back together in the weeks to come in Los Angeles. I feel like I miss you guys. I really do. I feel like I'm in a different void now. It's not a depressed void. Maybe it's a manic one. Probably. All right. Love to you all. Miss you, Danielle. Enjoy the live show. Thank you, Chicago. Good night.
I'm gonna throw up. I am so old.
We added the Vanderpump to that and it put me over the edge. My lungs are burning.
I literally started seeing flashes of light. When I was doing Southern Charm, when I was Bapa doing, I was like, oh, Bapa do.
Guys, thank you so much for coming out to the show. Thank you.
Welcome to Bitch Sesh Live in Chicago.
What a crowd.
Wow.
I'm noticing as I look around the seats, the only empty ones are from my friends.
Interesting.
4 empties next to you guys. Guys, welcome to Bitch Sesh Live in Chicago. Daniel Schneider.
Casey Wilson.
Wow.
Now,
What an attractive crowd.
I mean, really.
Really.
This one just says, it's not about the pasta. With James. I'd love to see all your designs this evening.
What was that? Some guy tweeted us with a shirt that said, "Real men love Bravo."
Yeah.
He's here.
Is he here tonight? Yeah.
A lot of living legends are here tonight.
Land of Obama.
Yeah.
Land of Kanye.
Land of Donda. R.I.P. Always.
Always.
Always. Please don't forget. Not joking.
No,
find
she
it
is
funny.
truly tied to Donda.
At all.
Guys, what are we wearing, you may ask yourself?
Yes.
We are wearing 1920s murder mystery garb.
Now, normally we have to buy new outfits for these shows. However,
because they have done 700 1920s flapper parties, we had this stored away tucked tight.
I have it in every size, like pregnant. Whoa. This is on the more whoa side, but
No, this was...
these fucking women love to do a flapper party. But it's like we've cycled through so many things. Now, all the themes on Bravo I feel like are just running together.
I know, we just need to have a party where it's just show up naked, I don't know.
I would like that.
Bethany obviously would come naked.
How many times is she gonna try to get her body out there?
Guys, God bless...
It's disturbing.
God bless all shapes and sizes, but enough. I can't look at her naked, bony body anymore. And I say this as a bony person.
You're allowed to say that.
So I can say
and
it.
as someone who does come in all shapes and sizes, Bravo don't come in all shapes and sizes. But actually, we were talking about that. Who are we talking about that with? Roxanne Gay, I think.
Yes.
We were saying,
Yes. God bless me.
I'm the only dignified guest we've ever had. And we were saying, I don't want to actually see plus-size women on Bravo because I'm afraid. These women are such animals. They would just they already go after people's kids. That I'm like, okay. No, I get that.
You can come after my kids, but don't come after my body.
Yeah.
Say whatever trash you want about my daughter.
Danielle, what's been going on? I haven't been on the podcast.
Casey has been MIA.
I am doing a show in New York.
Yes.
And in Atlanta. And if you'll notice, the other day I was greeted at the hair salon in New York City by the hair designer for this show I'm doing. I thought I was getting a bang trim. She's like, we're giving you a suburban mom cut and frosted tips. I was like, I know, it's very upsetting. So that's what I'm currently working with.
Yes.
It's upsetting.
Yes.
It's upsetting.
But I pull out a wig for any occasion. I'm fine. I cover it all up. I'm like, done.
But I've been gone, and I also went to Rehoboth Beach with my father and family.
Oh, Paul. How is Paul?
He's good. He and my stepmom, of course, still stayed at the inn that my mom passed in. Because they have a great buffet.
Is there not another one on the aisle?
There's lots of hotels. But the Belmore Inn speaks to them. My stepmom still does not know that's where my mom passed. And keeps requesting I come for the brunch. And I'm just like, I want to tell her, but it's also now she stayed there so many nights.
That now she'll have to look back and wonder if your mother was just blowing kisses at her or taking a big...
She wasn't blowing kisses. My mom would be like, get the fuck out of here, bitch. No, everyone's always like, oh, I'm sure your mom's so happy for your dad that he's married. I'm like, no, she's not.
You're like, she's taking a big ghost shit in that toilet.
Yes.
And
she's haunting that place.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Again, I don't know why we're all laughing.
I don't know why I'm saying a goddamn word. I should just keep my mouth shut.
You don't often hear your friend talk about your mom taking a ghost shit.
Are we okay?
Okay. Now I've also been in Atlanta, and
I have been in Atlanta. As I said on the podcast, I've just been wandering Lenox Mall saying boop and hoping that Nene would come to me.
She's not going to come to you, Danielle, because I got some intel from a hairdresser named Jules, who told me not a one of those housewives lives in Atlanta. She said Phaedra rented a home in Buckhead. It's just like Beverly Hills. It's
They,
just
none
like
of
Beverly
them
Hills.
live where they say they're
I
going.
feel like the Potomac women are in Potomac.
Yes. Well, where else can you go?
Where else could they be? Great Falls.
Someone's like, no,
Like
Great Falls.
Fairfax.
I mean, honestly, Cynthia's in like South Carolina or Florida at this point. She lives
She's
by...
in a swampland with a dock.
We don't know where Cynthia is. No, but
Danielle and I are going to take ourselves. Danielle's living with me in a rented home in Atlanta. Take all that in.
She didn't ask. I just said, I'm coming. And I am now living with Casey and David and her husband.
Of course, my nanny.
Yes.
Everyone's like,
Oh, by the nanny, she meant me. It's okay.
we are going to take ourselves on Sunday on a tour of it. I heard that honestly, if you drive up Kim's street, she will apprehend you. Truly, like Croy and her, like at the window with that big security.
Croy
system.
just chases you down on his way to Costco. He's like, I'm gonna do two things at once. I'm gonna chase these bitches down. I'm gonna go get a big thing of popcorn.
Croy could just sit on you with his bottom is so heavy. I've never called a man
You guys, I
ass
think-
a bottom. But he does have one.
Croy lives in that car, right?
Yeah.
He's not allowed in the house, for sure. They're like, Croy, somebody wakes up in the car, is like, I'm ready.
He's like, I gotta drive you for more plastic surgery. Danielle, we have quite a show.
We sure do.
Should we get into it?
Let's get at it.
Let's get into it.
You know, one thing I did forget was some water, so I have a real dry mouth.
Guys, we have a big show tonight, so we want to tell you we have a boots on the ground mic, but we don't have a ton of time, so I want you to ask yourself a question. And I don't mean to scare anyone away, but really ask yourself, like, should 800 people hear this?
And I want to say, we know you've all slept with Shep from last time we were here. So, like, that story we've
The mic
got.
is right there. We truly want to hear things that are great, of course. Just be a bit discerning for yourself. And if we say this, don't back it up further. We truly would like to hear things. Oh,
Wow.
now this. Okay, I'm seeing note cards, which flies in the face. I'm seeing note cards.
And a fanny pack. I don't know what's going to happen. What?
I have a friend named Allison who makes like customized Housewives cards for like our friend group for like their birthdays and celebration stuff. So I made 2 she gave to me that were blank. I made them for you guys.
Now, presents are always welcome.
Always.
And I came up here really quick because it's about the Countess.
Oh, please. And you've already joined the show when you screamed out about Kenya, surrogate.
And what's her name? Karen Huger does not live in Potomac. So.
Wow.
I think that was you too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look, we know who our deep throat is. That's fine. I also want.
You have a very cute look.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
So
You sound like my
I love
mom.
you guys, by the way.
We love you. Thank
So a friend of mine was like 2-3 years ago. This is BT before Tom.
Okay.
Like the season right before
Well,
they.
that's AT.
Yeah. This is right before they started filming that season. Went to a cocktail party where there was like, he said like 30 people, like not in like a big space, like small. Walks in, sees a woman in a jumpsuit, silvery glitter jumpsuit, and he's like, the Countess is here. Okay, great. And
He felt her. He just felt all the hair
well,
on
like
her.
everyone saw. You couldn't not look.
He
at her.
heard the clanging of a statement piece jet necklace.
Right. So she's like going around, milling around, and then she's like getting drunk. And it's like only like an hour or 2 hour thing. And she gets really, really, really drunk. And at one point, it's a halter jumpsuit and the strap breaks. No. So she walks around for the rest of the night, or tries to walk around for the rest of the night, holding the halter. But like she'll start talking to people and then be like, oh yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. And then she'll get comfortable and like a boo will slip out and stuff like that. And he's there with his boss. So his boss is like another power woman. So like she goes up to her and is like, Luann, I'm gonna tie your halter so it won't slip. And she's like, but then I'll get a camel toe.
Danielle, I think this is a good time
Yes.
to introduce our latest.
Yes.
And she says, well, rather a camel toe than your tits out the rest of the night.
Whoa.
That's Sophie's choice.
That is.
Guys, we think it's appropriate time to debut our new shirt for you as a present.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
So we've done some math, which we don't normally do, and someone told us we're off by a year, but we don't give a fuck.
No.
We have made some shirts that I think are actually quite cute.
Yes, I love them.
And they simply say, Carol's last great summer.
Because it is,
We're
guys.
there.
And we gotta
We're
live
there.
it up!
Thank you. Thank you.
It is Carol's last great summer, guys. They're for sale outside. They're also, we'll put up on our Instagram a website where you can buy them on all shapes, sizes, and colors. They're $20.
Carol's last great summer. We're here. We're starting it off. This is it.
Kicking it off. I also want to say hi to upstairs.
Yes.
Guys.
Heroes.
Look
You're
at you.
all
gorgeous.
heroes. I feel like we all need to truly, I'm not even joking, ask ourselves the way you would on New Year's, like, what am I going to do with this summer?
Yeah.
Like, it's Carol's last great one. What am I going to do?
And if you don't have an answer, then go get drunk.
Huh. Hi.
Hi. So, my best friend is a public defender in West Palm Beach County. And I have the police report. I can read all of it. It might take like 3 minutes, or I can read half of it.
Can you give us like
I'll give you the good parts. So when Officer O'Leary and I arrived on scene, room 407, we met with 2 female occupying the room, later identified as Luann de Lesseps and her friend, Julie Olson. It should be noted that both smelled of an unknown alcoholic beverage.
Unknown. So like foreign?
Had slurred speech and appeared to be highly intoxicated. I asked both females to exit the room. Olson left, however, de Lesseps refused to leave and locked herself in the bathroom. De Lesseps was told several times to come out of the bathroom and leave the room, however, she still refused. When Lopez attempted to open the bathroom with the key, de Lesseps opened the door, and then the officer attempted to detain de Lesseps and remove her from the bathroom, at which time de Lesseps shoved the officer with an open palm to the chest, then slammed the door on the officer in his face, striking him in the forehead. While de Lesseps was being placed in handcuffs, she resisted by pushing and pulling away from the officer. Both officers. While de Lesseps was in the back of the patrol car, she slipped out of her handcuffs and attempted...
The fact that she was able to do that.
I think that was... I was proud of her.
Me too.
She attempted to exit the vehicle. She was removed from the back of the car.
That's West Palm Beach, guys.
So we could re-secure the handcuffs on her wrists. During this time, she resisted again by pushing and pulling her arms away from me. And as I was placing her in the back into the vehicle, she stated, "I'm going to fucking kill you."
Yeah. Yeah.
And she tried kicking the door to keep it from closing. She had to be physically placed in the seat to secure her seatbelt and close the door. Once she was
You sound like a flight attendant when you said that part.
Thank you.
Please place your seatbelt over your handcuffs before we land the plane.
And once she was in the cell, she stated again that she was going to fucking kill all of you.
Ooh.
Multiple times.
Multiple times.
Multiple times, thank you.
Get your asses up.
Gorgeous.
Get your asses up.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous. You get
Wow.
a Beverly Beach hat. Beverly Beach hat.
Happy Memorial Day.
Can I shake your
Beverly Beach.
Wow. Thank you.
Wow.
You're so sweet. Wow.
That, you guys,
My blood. I
wish I
such
could-
a thrill running through me.
I wish I could go back and re-audition for NYU because that would be my monologue. It had ups, it had downs, it had pathos.
It had comedy. It had tragedy. Guys, let's get into Southern Charm.
Guys,
Get my notes out from my folder.
yes, we have a folder. Because
1 million years
Because I can't
old.
remember a goddamn name. You think I'm going to remember what I thought? Guys, Southern Charm.
The events of this week. And I sent a tweet out in vain just saying if you were coming tonight to please get yourself caught up. And if you didn't, that's honestly on you.
That's on you. Because what we are dealing with,
honestly,
a
is
monster.
A monster unlike any other.
We have seen some ugly on this show.
We have seen all manner of beasts on this franchise, on this network.
We saw a man lie about cancer, and yet we saw a woman accuse another woman of rape, and yet
this fucking bitch. And I don't normally speak that way about women, but I'll tell you what, if I see this woman, honestly, I would choke her with an umbrella like a woman on Potomac did to another woman this year.
I found myself, while Catherine was being berated and yelled at, I wanted to hurt her. I was screaming at the TV. My husband was like, our child's sleeping. And I was like, fuck off.
If you haven't seen it, this woman goes on some weird trip to Hilton Head to see Shep's privileged childhood. And basically proceeds to get insanely drunk, although I don't even know if she was. She's so unhinged, this woman, and starts screaming at Catherine, you're a terrible mom, and you didn't even come see your own kid in the hospital. A woman who has lost her children, yes, due to drug and alcohol abuse, who has been sober for many months, is paying the price of not being with her children to have this fucking piece of work screaming at her, and then that big rapist not defending Catherine.
Oh. When everyone went over, when they were starting the fight and all the girls, Danny and all those ones said, hey, Thomas, I think you should go over and help it out. Like, just, diffuse it. And he went over, they're screaming, or really the other one's screaming, and Thomas just goes, oh, you guys want to get something to eat? And I was like, that's your plan?
I don't have a ton funny to say about this episode. I'm so upset, genuinely. I want people to tag her. I hate her. I do. She's unacceptable. You do not go after someone's mothering, especially when someone's doing their best. And I never thought I'd be defending Catherine Dennis.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to go a step further. Catherine Dennis is a hero.
She's a hero.
To stand there.
I would have gone to jail after that interaction.
A woman the other day at the park was like, you didn't bring snacks for your kid? And I was like, what the fuck did you say to me? That is how I acted when someone just questioned if I had snacks.
And here was how Thomas explained away Ashley. He goes, she's Italian. She likes to move her arms up and down a lot. So
I was like, that is true. And yet,
this woman who knows nothing, honestly, about being a mother, she knows nothing about the situation, and I was looking for the words, honestly, to say tonight what I was feeling, and I found them in a woman named Monique from Potomac. Monique said the following this week, and I believe it applies here. And I like when one show kind of like helps me make sense of the other. It's like the Bible.
Yeah. So in this is Catherine the devil in the Bible. I haven't read it, but.
Well, you read the first part.
No. Oh. There's something about not killing.
Monique says, that's why I don't fool with people who don't have anything to lose, because they're reckless as hell. That woman is fucking reckless.
She is beyond reckless.
And she's still with Thomas. Go on her Instagram. I'm not going to get political, but she's on the wrong side of the law there as well.
Oh. She said Melania Trump was her goddamn hero.
She is the Sheena Shea of Southern Charm. It's unbelievable. When she was painting Thomas's nails and brushing his hair.
And then she was saying, it's you. She was hugging him tight, being like, it's you and me against the world, baby. Like they're from they were Thelma and Louise or something. Like it was so.
Did you guys see that rage in Thomas's face when he was screaming at Chelsea? Guys, we know he's not a good person, but that was truly scary.
His face turned a different color. He looked like that. Has anyone seen this? Is going to go back like Indiana Jones when the face melts. That's what his face looked like, that he had seen an arc and that his face melted.
Brian Moylan, our dear friend, wrote on Vulture, this made me laugh so hard, he said, guys, what are we gonna do about Ashley? A bag of potpourri left behind at a white elephant party because no one wanted to take her home.
Oh.
Thank you, Brian.
Oh, God
For those
bless
beautiful
him.
words.
But then after the whole night, Shep stumbling off of the boat.
I didn't know Shep could look unattractive, but he could.
Yeah, still drunk from his last endeavor where he banged up his face and walked into a window.
Everyone on there was like, I got a problem. It's like, you're all alcoholics and you're stumbling into things and you all need surgeries.
They all have injuries from their alcoholism. And it is unsettling. But Shep stumbles off that boat and is like, we had a great night. What?
What's going on with Whitney and Patricia and their roles in the show I'm actually liking, which is that Whitney's like, I don't want to do this show. I'm the boss. Why am I? I can tell he fancies himself as the Andy Cohen, and he's like, why is Andy with the Housewives? Like, that wouldn't happen. But he's there, but he doesn't like to be there, although I appreciated his attitude this week. But he's like, can my mom be a cast member? And there's Patricia, fully a cast member.
She wasn't that. It would have done to have her on the island.
Oh.
She
I
would
don't
not
know
have
what
let
Miss
that
Patricia
nonsense.
would have done.
There was one moment when Ashley was like, I can't believe they'd let you have the kids. This is a woman that you are a convicted felon and they let you have the kids. No offense. And he was like, none taken.
How about when Thomas goes, Catherine, you want a drink? Like, her children were taken away from her, your ex-wife, because she's an alcoholic. He's like, oh, got it.
Can we also talk about, I forgot to bring this up, can we talk about Craig's charcuterie plate? With one errant cracker and half a slice of cheese.
Guys, admit you were all so attracted to Craig during these last 2 episodes. Thank you.
No, I'm not.
Naomi is wasting away.
Oh, Naomi, something's going on there. She's losing every part of her body. I know, yes, she did get a new nose, but then she lost weight and it's all out of whack. Something's going on.
Yeah, something's happening.
What?
Craig's charcuterie.
Charcuterie. Also, the banged up wall, and he's like, oh, we're redoing the house. I was like, no, you're not. This is tough to watch.
I feel like going to Hilton Head, Shep is so fucking out of reality and out of touch. He's like, it's just something idyllic about growing up on a golf course. It's a nice way to grow up. So, yeah. Then he goes, as though this is everyone's childhood. You know, when people are like, yeah, we used to play in the street, and when the street lights would go out, we'd run home. He's like, I'd hit golf balls every night before dinner. My mama would call me in. Off the golf course, he's like, and then we'd walk down to the beach. It's like,
no.
What?
And also it felt like, oh, you guys don't know about this. You should try it. You're not living on a golf course because you didn't know.
And then he's like,
we know.
I love when he talks about his mailbox money. He's like, that's the best way to make money. It's like, the best way to make money is for your dad to give it to you. And Craig, why the fuck aren't you trying that?
Boot on the ground, I see. Hi there.
Hi.
I thank you for coming to Chicago. We love you guys.
Oh,
We're
city.
Thanks for being here.
We're so happy to be here. We're being paid.
So I'm from Hilton Head, South Carolina.
Oh, well, it's a lovely place.
It's okay. But
Were you from the Chelsea side or the Shep side?
girl, I'm
That
from the
was tough.
woods side. I'm from nowhere.
Okay, so Chelsea.
But yeah, pretty much from the Chelsea side.
Chelsea's like, we used to skin a rabbit and wear it for clothes.
Yeah,
Chelsea's like, I ate the day.
You're right. So it's really funny now being from there because a lot of my friends from home are like, oh my gosh, people from Southern Charm are coming by and they're starting fights in these restaurants that they work in. But what I wanted to talk about is that there's a lot of crossover between different shows. So my sister went to school with our dear friend Teddy. From
Teddy Camp.
Yeah. So Hilton Head is 12 miles long. There was only 2 high schools. One was a private school and one was a public school. And at one point, Teddy Mellencamp was having the biggest party in town. And of course, everybody heard about it. And
Did you all show up on time?
well, This accountability coach is what I want to talk about, is that this girl was having a party when her mom was out of town, and everybody was there. The whole town showed up. Teddy Mellencamp, our accountability coach, stood up on a table and hollered, "All public school kids, get out of this party." And she kicked everybody who didn't go to a private school out. So I just want to hold her accountable.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for this. Thank you.
For your work.
Thank you. That was wonderful.
Thank you for coming to Chicago.
Thank you. Wow.
So, what's her name?
Which one?
Chelsea was like, okay.
Does like, okay.
Chelsea was pretty manipulative on that boat with what's his name.
Yes. Oh, if I had seen my boyfriend snuggling up to Chelsea like that, I would have been pissed too. And
She was doing that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Chelsea's not just as like down home and grounded as we think.
Yes, I am attracted to Austin this season. Anybody else? No? How about upper rows? Come on. Yeah. He's very cute. Does he have a job? No. Will he ever make a beer? Of course not.
I will say, Thomas takes more etiquette with golf than he does with the women he's assaulting. Did you see him put that flag back in? He's like, proper golf etiquette. I put the flag back in. I'm like, that's where you follow the rules of society?
He's like, my lady needs to dress right and talk right. Like, I was like, you're the worst person alive to ever. And he's always just like, a woman needs to know her place. Like, I've never seen, like, deputy.
That woman, like, while she's screaming at Catherine, then she's like, let's do Jack and Rose on the boat. She looks kind of like Renee Zellweger, doesn't she? Where she's like,
she looks like a banged up Landon, is what she looks like to me.
she's gonna get crucified at the reunion.
Yeah.
Truly crucified. I went on her Instagram and I was gonna write something, but I'm like, she's so dirty. She will like get in my private life and like put out like my weird, like she's gonna get in there.
She get in mine, but then like I've already put it out on the podcast. So.
Exactly.
Guys, when I'm not listening to podcasts, I'm reading magazines, let's be honest, not books. I gotta tell you what I love. I mean, you know, I love my Us Weeklies. I love my In Touches. I love my Vanity Fairs. I love all of it. And, you know, I'll even get into a Psychology Today. But I can get all the magazines that matter with Texture. What's Texture? Great question. Texture is a magazine app. It offers more than 200 of the best magazines all in one place. Get complete issues, get back issues, anytime, anywhere, all in one app. Stay connected to the biggest and best stories today with Texture. Who is going to a newsstand anymore? I mean, really? We just need to be getting these things on our tablets. Recently, I, of course, read the beautiful issue in Vanity Fair that covered the royals, Meghan Markle. I mean, I need to know everything about a former somewhat sitcom actress who's 36 years old who married royalty. That could have been me. To start your 7-day free trial, go to texture.com/housewives. Why wait to start reading the latest issues of your favorite magazines? Try Texture for free today at texture.com/housewives. That's texture.com/housewives and start your free trial. I find online shopping very difficult. You don't know what things really look like. Everything you see is on a model who is a size -4. You have to commit to buying things without trying it on. And I feel like I'm a different size with every brand. So I take the stress out of getting dressed with Les Totes. Les Totes takes your measurements and ratings and learns not just your size, but the nuances of how you like your clothes to fit. So you can get the right styles and right sizes delivered. And then when you're done, you just send it back. I've had an amazing experience with Les Totes. I honestly felt like for the first time I was delighted to receive clothing that actually fits me. And of course, since I am in a post-baby place, my sizing has been changing and they've been keeping up with that. God bless. And Les Totes has also just saved me time. I truly don't have time to shop, and honestly, I've kind of come to hate it. With Les Totes, you can refresh your fashion monthly. You just wear, return, and discover fashion that fits you better. It'll take the stress out of getting dressed. Go to letote.com, that's LETOTE.com to get started. Enter promo code HOUSEWIVES at checkout to get 50% off your first month. Again, that's letote.com, enter code HOUSEWIVES.
Wow. Danielle, shall we
Yes.
move on to...
A little song.
Oh, wow. Guys, we're all in for a treat.
Now, if you guys remember a few weeks ago on the podcast, I talked about a song I had written as a child. A little song I had written called I'm Never Going Back to Him.
Which, just if some of you haven't heard, Danielle wrote this song because a bunch of girls were bullying her at school.
When I was about 12 years old.
12 years old, and she wanted to write a song to vent her frustrations that she sang to herself in her room instead of a journal entry. And you made up a tune and everything, but you were afraid to write it about the girls that were bullying you because you felt like once the song was a hit,
Once it dropped.
inevitably they would know it was about them. So you cleverly changed the pronouns to be about him. So why don't you remind us how
just
it goes?
a little. I should stand for this. It goes. Let me get my full voice.
Danielle, sorry to stop you. Let me just do this. Sorry. Continue.
This is like Stomp. Anything can be a musical instrument. Sorry. Okay.
Oh, that's really funny. Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I gotta get up my singing voice. Okay. Let me go to the front. I'm never going back to him. No, I'm never going back to him. I've had enough of him, and I'm tired to the bone. So let him wallow in his dreams for me. Thank you. Now,
Wow. Hold on to your hat.
a few days later on Twitter, a gorgeous musician sent me an orchestrated version of this song. And we would like to have
She
her...
lives in Chicago. She is a musical director at Second City.
Please welcome to the stage Kathleen Gibson!
Wow.
Now, thank you, Kathleen. Kathleen, who are you wearing this evening?
I'm wearing an Asa caftan.
Gorgeous.
Looks beautiful on you.
Thank you. It was generously gifted it to me by my friend Robert Deason. Shout out to him. Who's
Wow.
not here. Cool.
Wow, it looked beautiful.
Thank you.
So what prompted you to put this song?
Well-
I mean, it already seemed like it was set to music.
I mean, I heard it on the podcast and I just thought, there are great writing duos. There are George and Ira Gershwin. There is Rogers and there are Hammerstein. And I
believe I brought up Simon and Garfunkel.
there is Simon
Was
and
that last show?
Garfunkel.
Okay.
And I just knew it had to have a place. I needed to elevate it to the place where I knew it could be.
Yeah, and you are the Simon, I am surely the Garfunkel.
I think the Garfunkel was the good singer. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm never going back to him. I've had enough of him. I'm tired to the bone. Let him wallow in his dreams of me. Let him wallow in his dreams.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you.
When you see your art, must have been what it was like when Lin-Manuel Miranda set his rap and first put
Right.
it out to the world and heard it out there. Like when he went to the White House that time and
Yeah.
did it for Obama. This is like that.
That's what it feels like. That's quite frankly what it feels like.
Yeah.
So Danielle, are you thinking, you need to write more?
Oh, this is a musical. This is for sure. Broadway, 2019, we'll be serving Austin's beer. It's all happening, as Sheena Shea would say. Now, Casey, we have a little treat for you this evening as well. Now, Casey, on one of our special podcasts, our Stitcher Premium podcast, not everybody, I'm sure, knows this.
You did have to have $4.99 to listen to it.
What?
You did have to have $4.99 to listen to it. So
yes. So Casey shared a poem that she wrote about her breasts. And so, Casey, can you read that? This is Casey wrote this. How old were you?
13.
Okay.
This is a poem I stumbled across recently, and it is very tough to read. I debated reading this many, many times.
Casey was like, "Is this too much?" And I was like, "It's not enough."
No, it's too much. Okay, I will read it. Here we go. This is entitled "Bare Boobs." It's hard to get into it. You know, once I'm in, I'm in. Okay. Bare boobs. The hair is always there, making my life unfair. With holes in my underwear. I would just wish to God my boobs were bare. It's black, long and thick. Hair's only supposed to be on a dick. Why won't this hair on my breast just get up and jet? Oh why must I use Nair to keep my tits so very bare?
Wow. Maya Angelou, watch out. Now, Kathleen has again said it.
I was
to
once
music.
again moved. I was once again so moved.
And the spirit moved you again.
It truly did.
Okay.
The hair's always there, making my life unfair. With holes in my underwear, I wish to God that my boobs were bare. It's long, black and thick. Hair's only supposed to be on a dick. Why won't this hair on my breast get up and just jet? Oh, why must I use Nair to keep my tits so very bare? Oh, why must I use Nair to keep my tits so very bare? Oh, why must I use Nair to keep my tits so bare? To keep my tits so bare. Oh, why must I use Nair to keep my tits so bare? Oh, why must I use Nair to keep my tits so very bare? To keep my tits so very
Wow. Beautiful. Kathleen
Kathleen.
Gibson. Kathleen, you're going to join us at the end for one more song, but will you tell us at Second City what you're working on right now?
Well, I'll be in Baby One's Candy next weekend. Yeah, and I just started a YouTube page called Kathleen Sings Stuff.
Yes. Check it out.
Kathleen, you are
Kathleen,
genius.
amazing.
Thank
Wow.
you.
I feel like there's a jukebox musical of all of our songs waiting
God
for us.
in heaven.
That was powerful.
Powerful.
Kathleen is an Adele in
Yes.
her own right. Wow. She had such great material to work with, but still.
I mean, should we talk New York?
Please.
Now, we talked a bit on the podcast this week, but I want to hear some of your thoughts since you were not there. I'll sit tight.
I think they've finally gotten the Berkshires right. It's shorter. It's more bang for our buck. It's not spread over 3 episodes, which leads me to believe we obviously have so much coming, obviously with the arrest report that our audience member read. Guys, I love Dorinda.
Did she almost burn her entire face off this week? Sure.
I just like her. I didn't love her whole thing with the nutcracker of it all. That was foggy for me. But her house, that TV with the little whatever that was at Christmas, I want to be like at Dorinda's Christmas.
Yeah.
Not at Bethany's cold ass, frigid Christmas.
Yes.
That's the Christmas of someone we've been reminded many times who was probably at the dog track.
It's a dog track Christmas. New hit for next year, guys.
Okay. I like at the top of the episode, Dorinda's opening a bottle of wine really quickly, and she says, "Go and thank you, my waitressing days." It's like, no, thank you, your alcoholic days.
I still love Luann's chiming in of like, "Oh, Adam's a fucking jerk. I don't give a fuck about Adam. He's from the Midwest." What did you think of that? Not
Adam's
okay.
just a boy from the Midwest.
How dare
That
she?
was rough. Dorinda, Luann really was making me laugh though. She'd like booze in and out of that conversation. She was like, "I'm not a loser." It's okay, baby. I was like, are you mad? Are you not mad? Bethany's so fucking shrewd. Did you see how she sidestepped that with Luann? With like, I never said that. I never said something's on your face. We're good. You and I are good. You and I are good. And you said it in the cab today. The whole like Bethany Carol thing, Bethany's way more upset about this than Carol.
Yeah. I think Bethany doesn't have a lot of good friends, and Carol was one. And so she is losing a friend. And Carol, what? She told Ramona that she doesn't have a lot of girlfriends? Yes, of course. That's why I'm saying it. We're all agreeing.
I like how even her assistants who are around her all the time, she's like, "Are you Jewish?" Her assistant's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "No." Like, she doesn't even know them.
And she's like, "And your name is?"
Carol, I don't know. They're both kind of, Carol's a little bit nuts too, I feel like. A little bit, right?
Yeah.
No? Yeah.
We're getting into weird areas with Carol.
I feel like she's right. Bethany parses things and gets into this like muck and mire, but also Carol, there's something, I thought it was a low blow when Bethany said about Carol's hair and...
When she said, "I know that you want to be 45, but you're acting 7.
That was tough. Whose side is everyone on? I'd like a show of applause.
Can we have the lights? Who's Carol?
We have the lights up.
Lights? Can't see. No lights. Lights.
Oh, wow.
Who's Bethany? I'm Bethany too, and I never thought I'd say it. And then again, Bethany fucked it all up when she was like, "Oh, great, Ramona's like shilling her wear again." And I was like, "You had a skinny girl snowboard. How dare you?" I will say, we never talked about Lou's morning shrug. You know, the blue, electric sort of morning shrug? Like, what was that?
I like Dorinda's sayings. They're coming more and more frequently. Like, she hit us this week with, "Carol, you're painting..." Oh, no, I'm doing Luann. She's like, "Carol, you're painting with a different crayon, and I like that color." Okay. And I like Bethany saying, "You can't take the toothpaste is coming out of the tube." And then Dorinda also goes, "Everyone else smells fire, walk outside." Are these sayings?
I don't know. That one, I think, was just she smelled fire or was having a stroke.
I like that Dorinda's hair is going through like stop motion animation in her testimonials. it's been like blonde, and then it's been white, and then it's been gray, and now it's like a light shade of purple. And then it moved from color to style.
Yeah.
It was like color purple, big curls. Like things are happening like a photo flip book.
I would like your thoughts on the women sitting on other people giving blood. Any strong thoughts on that?
The way they all sat there, they were like, happy to be here dressed in sequins, and then we're like, we can't give blood.
We went to Mexico.
So good. Hi, can you do super quick?
Super quick.
Yes.
I was lucky enough to attend the second show of Countess and Friends in New York.
Oh.
They were filming the finale. We all signed releases, and it was the night of the wardrobe malfunction, and I was in the first row. It was not a malfunction whatsoever. She openly untied her dress and just turned around, and it all happened.
Well, it was either that or camel toe, as we all know.
A little bit of both.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi. Following up on that one, I used to be the Coupon King's personal assistant. Yep.
We did not start this to wreck people's lives. Keep this between us. We don't want to cause permanent harm to anyone. Go ahead.
No, and I won't go too far, but it was my first job out of college, so I wasn't very professional at the time, and I used to read all of his emails and all of the ladies that he would be talking to and flying around the country with.
Ladies?
All the ladies, I know.
And don't take offense,
Trust
Chicago.
me, I get
Is
it.
Scott a
We are-
Chicago 10?
Yeah.
Sorry.
And one of the best.
This is the town that birthed fucking Obama? Michael Jordan lives here, right?
Didn't Obama, wasn't he born in Hawaii?
Yes, but I mean, this was his real home.
Oh, for figuratively.
Figuratively,
What'd you
this is
say?
his hometown.
I know. Look, you're all very attractive. I'm loving who I'm seeing.
Your husband's from Chicago.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite stories about him, because he was such a ladies' man, was I had to deliver his keys. I had to go break up with this girl he was dating and deliver the keys back to her apartment for him. Period. That was the story. So that's it.
I like that you didn't go too dark.
Yes.
Thank
Also,
you.
I love your hair. Very cute hair.
I actually think he and Tinsley are a cute couple.
Me too. No?
I love that you look shocked. You just yelled out. You yelled out. That's different.
He has crazy eyes.
Really?
Okay, sure.
I hear you.
I don't have boots on the ground, but I have boobs.
Boobs on the ground. I like that a lot.
Life with a heavy bosom.
I love it.
I love it.
Thank you.
I need that. That's very
so,
cute.
I know this is Beverly Beach sponsored, but I thought maybe it could be Nivea sponsored. Only the best.
You know what?
For Tinsley.
You're bringing your family up out of the...
I know. Only the best
out
for
of the
Tinsley.
gutter. No, I liked your brother. He was sweet. Thank you.
That's
I
very
just want to
That
say
Nivea sponsorship.
Chicago loves happy endings.
So sweet. Wow. Thank you, guys.
Wow,
my husband's
that's
gonna be so
sweet.
touched.
I know, he really will be. This guy came marching down the aisle as if he was going to say, and it's been renewed.
I'm like,
Like, what surprise is happening?
is that the Channing, the head of ABC? Hi.
Hi.
Sorry that mic is so low. You want to take it out, or are you
Yeah,
okay?
I'm gonna take it out.
Oh.
I hate to disappoint. This is not a B's on the G.
Oh.
What it is really a request.
Oh, sure.
When you mention Landon, I think you all know where I'm going. Casey,
Do they?
Casey, please.
Oh gosh, I'm happy
Casey,
to. Let me try
I
to
just-
channel it.
Thank you for your service.
Thank
in advance.
you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
let me try to do some
I
channeling.
have missed. I'll do that sort of James Lipton. Is Landon here with us?
Sure. Oh, and I don't think I do it right anymore.
Yes, you did.
What
You
was she
just
always
did
saying?
it.
Like Thomas. I just don't know, Shep. I tried to plan your birthday party at the roller rink. Terrible.
It was so good. We missed it. I have missed it too.
I miss Landon.
I know. I've never thought I'd miss Landon.
I think without Cameron, now the show is just like spiraled down the drain, which I like about it. Potomac.
Oh, Potomac. Casey? Do you guys, is everyone liking Potomac?
I'm loving it. You know, you're not as much.
I'm not as much. I'm loving the players. I'm not loving the game. Gotta say. What?
You like Ashley?
Ashley?
Ashley is in a fucking tough position with her husband, that animal, and her mom, who is clearly mentally ill.
I think she's
It's
got
really
problems.
sad, actually. I'm just like, I don't know that I want to see the mom on the show. It's too raw.
Now, I was all about Juan. I was saying, like, Juan, I want him and Robin back together, but I didn't watch last season, and then people are writing me, Juan's a monster, and I shouldn't want him back. Is that true? No. He cheated on her. Well, that's been done on the show. I mean,
That's nothing new.
that's not, I mean, with what we're dealing with. Is this the same person from up here?
This is another man who's taken up that mantle. He's like I'm about to make the oldest reference. Does that guy Gelman still like shout off from the sides of Regis and whoever the fuck?
You mean
Thank you.
Kelly and whoever the
Kelly and Ryan.
Sure.
Now, I missed one, and am I correct that a woman drank 4 martinis and ended up in a ditch driving?
Yes, you are correct. But she was tired, Casey. Tired.
It's tough, and it's tough, you know. And she's like, I'm trying to have fun without my kids and my family. If I have 1 martini, I am like destroyed.
Yeah.
I'm on a lot of other medication, so it's that too. But
Monique has an issue.
I love that in past seasons of the whole franchise, everyone's been very, you know, we had all this whole storyline with Carol about the ghostwriter and Aviva. Now people are just having full scenes with their ghostwriters. Giselle's like, this is my ghostwriter. And she's like, and she's writing an amazing book about me.
And I'm
Okay.
going to sign my name to it.
I'm like, okay, I like this.
Now, can we talk? Robin has an empowerment team. And it seems to me what they do is they sit around, talk about the event for about 2.5 minutes, and then say, let's get a drink. I enjoyed that.
I do too. I really cannot stand Karen Huger.
I love her.
What?
I love her.
She
You and
really
me.
grates on me. I don't know.
The way that
I
she
do
was-
love that she's been in she invites everyone to a scent event. So I'm thinking, okay, she's made a fragrance and everyone's gonna test it. But no, it's a discovery phase. What she wants is to have friends come to a scent event and discover with her if they think she should think about making a fragrance.
Now that you put it to words, I'm seeing your side of the story.
Well, I love when, I know this is 2 episodes ago, but she pitches it to her assistant, this guy who like works in a strange office building, and he's just listening very baffled, and she's like, my scent is gonna be called Fierce, it's gonna be called Roar, it's gonna be called Power. I'm gonna make this whole scent, and you're gonna help me build the business. And she goes off in this whole monologue, and then she goes, what do you think? And he just turns to her and he goes, I know nothing about this world or business. And then she's like, Ryan's gonna take me straight to the top.
God bless Ryan, who has 2 jobs. One in a building that's... What? It's Matt?
Hey. I heard that tone.
You two can sit together.
This is like when Ariana's brother, the debacle.
Yeah.
When we confused Max with Ariana.
Oh, I've never heard more from Twitter.
People were like, how dare
I
you?
couldn't sleep at night. It was just like, bling, 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 bling.
No, it was that and when we thought Lee Radziwill was really tweeting.
I still believe it's her. I'm positive. Also, when Matt McConaughey told me this week that because that psychic came or that medium came, and he was, and I was like, oh my God, that psychic's amazing. He knew everything. And Matt McConkey's like, you can Google them. And I was like, interesting. Hadn't thought of that. Okay.
I do love Giselle. To me, is an all-star.
Yes.
Fully an all-star of the franchise. At one point, she's like, I will deal with that drama later. For now, I'm gonna put it, and she does this, on pause. I love it. I hate Ashley's, I'm sorry to go back, I hate Ashley's husband so much. She's just put her in this terrible position, and I know maybe it's enabling, but I feel for her mom. It's a terrible position.
And Candace's husband is a monster too.
Yeah.
Anyone here like Candace's husband? Yeah, I didn't think so.
I didn't think anyone would. He's not seen his kid for years. At one point, Ashley's like, we had so much fun on the trip, I lost my voice, I was screaming so badly. And her lame husband goes, screaming at whom? Like, why are they with these losers?
I don't know. That's all I have.
Okay, you don't know.
I don't know.
You simply
I
don't
truly
know.
don't.
I'm interested in this. I'm interested.
Yeah. And then, there was the hurricane relief, and as I mentioned, Giselle just brought a 24-pack of water. Everyone was piling on clothes, money, gifts, just jugs of water, and there comes Giselle.
She's like, stop by the 7-Eleven.
Yeah. And she was like, I'm out. And I was like, that's bold.
I love her.
She just had those in her trunk anyway.
She did what she could. She did what she could. Now, speaking of America and doing what you could.
Yes.
I know we talked a bit on the podcast about our dear friend, Deanna Chang, and who has really taken on everything that was happening with North Korea. Mm-hmm. Kim Jong-un. For those of you who just don't know, very quickly, our friend Deanna was very disturbed that the Earth and America specifically might blow up at Kim Jong-un's hand, and instead of sitting back like the rest of us were doing, just waiting to be blown off the planet, Deanna decided to take action via social media.
Yeah. And not just for the health of the world, but also because the show that she's on, Heathers, is coming out soon. And she doesn't want the Earth to blow up before you guys see it.
And I asked her how much. She said all of it, all 10 episodes. So what she did, and we stumbled upon this, Shira Casp, my sister-in-law, stumbled upon this. Deanna had been tweeting Dennis Rodman.
She did not tell us she was doing this.
Constantly tweeting him to try to get him to broker peace between Kim Jong-un and America and keep us from nuclear war, because if you've ever seen that documentary, Dennis Rodman is the only American Kim Jong-un likes.
Yeah.
Such important work.
Wow, thank God for her.
Guys, we've come to the end of our show.
We sure have. It's been a wonderful night. Thank you all.
We would like, of course, to bring back the talented and amazing Miss Kathleen Gibson. Yeah? Thank you. Oh, no. I think I'm going to do a number.
Okay.
I'm going to force everyone to hear a number.
Yeah, please do. Now, we'll set it up by saying Tinsley is a newer cast member, and we love her, but she always seems as if this is sort of a new experience that she just sort of dreamed onto, right? She's always she reminds us a bit of a Disney princess.
Now, I've already sang this on the podcast, but when I knew I had a willing audience and a professional pianist, I decided I'd simply be doing it again. Whenever you're ready. This is a song about Tinsley, from Tinsley's mouth. Maybe Sonia's right. Maybe there is something wrong with me. I just don't see how a world that made me a society girl could be bad. Look at this mugshot, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my career was complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who had everything? Look at this hair, it's all I wear. I've had this look since before my affair. Looking around here, you'd think, is that an efficiency apartment? I've got Peter Pan collars aplenty. I've got my late father's money galore. You want a drinking problem? Oh, I've got one. But who cares? housewives are. I wanna see 'em at boutique, walking around with those, what do you call them? Oh, whores. Flip in your hair, you don't get too far. I'm friends with a girl who has a robot dog car. I got obsessed with, wait, what's his name again? The Coupon King. Up where they scream, up where they vice, up where above all they make it nice. Restraining order free, wish I could be a part of their world. What would I give if I could live on Scott's dick? What would I pay to spend a day with Scott? I don't have a line for that. Betcha with Carol, she understands. Bet she won't reprimand Dale's daughter. Dumb old women, sick of working, ready to sin, and ready to know what Bethany knows. Ask her my questions and get no answers. What's a mortgage and how do you, what's the word? Pay. When's it my turn? Wouldn't I love to have a child that I could ignore? Out of Sonia's townhouse, wish I could be a part of their world. Didn't have a line. For one line, I just had nothing written. Oh well. Guys, to close out the night, we would like you to sing. Now, ignore everything I have written in parentheses. Kathleen's gonna lead us through anything you don't know.
Yeah.
Let's just have a real sing-along together.
Ready?
All right, my friends.
He's got money. He's in magazines. He's got more honeys than any honeybee. He was lazy, just a regular Joe, but times have changed, don't you know, don't you know? Ba-ba-doo, ba-ba-dee. It's easy as the birds and the bees and the 1, 2, 3s. Ba-ba-doo, ba-ba-dee. It's easy as making you think that you love me. He's got promise. He's a regular stand the vibe. He's got skin to pass the time. He's smart. He's not your regular Dolo. Thomas right now should be in jail. Ba-ba-dee-dee. It's easy as the birds and the bees and the 1, 2, 3. Ba-ba-doo, ba-ba-dee. It's easy as making you think that you love me. Ba-ba-doo, ba-ba-dee. It's easy as the birds and the bees and the 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Chicago! Kathleen Gibson!
Wow.
Wow. You guys have been amazing. Thank you to the Onion Fest.
For coming. Wow.
Yes.
Thank you guys. Oh, I guess we're
Yeah.
out. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
I had this book, laughing at me from my bookshelf. Oh, smart boy, you can't read me. Well, I can read you, Jude the Obscure. I'm Michael Ian Black, and this is Obscure, in which I read Jude the Obscure out loud and comment on it as I go. There must be literally tens of people who will go with me on this journey. Subscribe to Obscure wherever you listen.